Welcome back everyone to a new video, and in today's video we're going to try to get to round 100 on Black Ops 7 Farm Survival. As you know, this time for Call of Duty's beta we have been given access to a sneak peek of the zombies game mode, with the first survival map of the game being Farm. So I decided, hey, why not get to round 100 on this map? This really started during a stream I did a few days ago trying out the mode, but only managed to get to round 56 for my first time playing. But after learning a few new strats, I decided, hey, why not give it another shot? So let's get into how I did it. Starting off, I decided to spawn in with the M15 mod and got to clearing the spawns off the power pump, where I then decided to start scrap farming using a little exploit that is currently in the game that involves this trash bin, where you can trade in weapons for scrap. The exploit works by switching your gun to a single burst mode, so that when you trade the weapon in for scrap, it doesn't actually remove the weapon, and this can be done up to 3 times per round. And the funny thing about this is the scrap you get is based on the rarity of the gun, so you just wait and see how much we'll be getting when we have a higher tier gun. And did I forget to mention, you can also get a free ray gun? Well, you can. Anyway, I then move on to opening up the barn and turning on power, where I then open up towards the house where the Wonder Fizz is at, and start the process of buying my perks. First getting Jug and PHT, where the game, seeing me going for perks, decided to grace me with the free perk drop, which is highly appreciated, and now we can get to the first half of this video's strats. You see, for the first 50 rounds, I was trying to come up with strats either for camping or training, and while I knew about the trap, the RCXD car strat, I didn't want to implement them until after round 50. So I first started by camping up in the house next to Wonder Fizz with the ray gun and using the new toxic growth field upgrade to damage and slow down the zombies, where I slowly bought more perks and armor levels. And after trading a few guns to the bin, I amassed around 10,000 scrap, where I then decided to start hitting the box for the Ray Gun Mark II. But starkly, why do you want the Ray Gun Mark II if you already got the Ray Gun Mark I? You can't have both. And this is where I'm going to tell you viewers, you are wrong. As once again, thanks to the handy dandy trash can, I can actually equip both ray guns at the same time. First by getting rid of my other gun for scrap, leaving me with just the ray gun, where I can then run over to the Ray Gun Mark II and pick it up like normal, giving me double the ray gun power. And honestly, it's super useful to have both, as both of them have their use cases. The normal ray gun is great against hordes of zombies, while the Ray Gun Mark II is great for the special and elite enemies. And now with both ray guns, I run around the map slowly pack-a-punching my 2 guns and getting all the perks needed. I was on a roll, getting loads of points and scrap in the process. After reaching round 56, I finally decided to change my strategy from running around trading and killing zombies to using the R6D paired with the trap strat. Now, for those who have no idea what that means, let me break it down for you. This is an ammo crate right here, and normally this has a collision box that prevents the player to walk through them. But for some reason, maybe it was when the devs were changing the look of the ammo crate, the collision is actually removed when using the RCXD car, which makes it possible for us to drive through it and go past it into a corner, out of reach from the zombies, but still being able to kill them without them being able to do anything about it. And once the timer has run out, all we need to do is run to the trap and activate it, rinse and repeat, and this way we barely have to play the game. Now, there is something to keep in mind when doing the RCXD part of the strat, and that is sometimes, and quite rarely, the RCXD car can actually blow up if not in the correct position. So don't think of going AFK during the duration of the RCXD car, and always be ready to run to the trap or use your Ether Shroud to safely leave the barn. And on the topic of Ether Shroud, you will see during this gameplay that I am not actually using it. The reason being is when I started this game, it was the day before the open beta, meaning the max level was 20 and I didn't have access to Ether Shroud. Designed to opt for Dark Flare, reason being what we're about to get into now. Elite and special enemies. So if you haven't already heard, the Double Gas are back once again to annoy the hell out of you, slowing you down, shooting with shards, and worst of all, blowing up in your face. They aren't that tough to kill, with a few shots of the Ray Gun Mark II getting rid of them, or the best way, which is using the Tomahawks. So in reality, not too bad. just annoying. And on the fact that only one of them spawns per round till round 100, they're a walk in the park. This is something I can't say about the bears. You see, the bears are one of the coolest and most unfair elites I think we've seen to date. It has a large variety of attacks, some of them slowing you down, another one removing half your health with a shield, another one creating area of damage, and another one where it will charge right at you. If you so happen to get hit by a bear, and you are somewhat close to zombies, say goodbye to the run, as you are good as dead. And sometimes, these mofo comes in pairs, and even in trios, where I sadly forgot to hit record. So Source, just trust me bro. And with more than one of them, they really make it so that you only get a few cheap shots in every now and then, as they really are relentless, always up your ass. There is a little exploit you can do though to cheese these elites, as long as you don't have zombies up your arse, and that is to come to this area right here, and move left to right, which messes with the bear AI, which means you can kill it without even getting close to you. But if you don't want to choose the AI, the best way I found to kill the bear is by using the trap to distract the zombies, or using the Ray Gun Mark II to hit its weak spot. And if it gets too close, I would throw with my Tomahawks, as they do incredible damage against them. And finally, if I'm in a tricky situation, the Dark Flare Field Upgrade also kills them quite quickly, as it does a percentage based damage all the time. But be careful, as it has a short duration. So getting back to the game, all I did for the next couple of rounds was go back between the trap and RCXD car, trying to regain any lost salvage by killing some zombies in between. And this works quite well. And if you have Aether Shroud, you always have that extra safety net. By the way, yes, the RCXD car can replenish your field upgrade, so if you ever need a new one, don't you worry. Just use your RCXD car at the beginning of the round and you'll always get your field upgrade back. And finally, after round 96, I finally got to use the Aether Shroud for my field upgrade. A bit late, yes, but like they say, better late than never. And with this now equipped, here we go. The final round, being an ammo round, a bit disappointing, but about to complete it, and we have reached round 100. Now, normally, I would just leave it off here, but because I have never exfilled in this game, I decided why not go one round higher and exfil and see what it's all about. So I complete round 100 and move on to the exfil, where we fight against a HVT bear with zombies. Thankfully, during the exfil, the zombies' damage is capped at an earlier round and barely do damage, making it quite easy to kill the HVT, and finally exfilling on round 101. Honestly, this was quite difficult, but not in a skill issue sense, but in an unfair way, as the zombies still can sometimes one-hit you if there are more than two and you are caught trying to slide through them. But that's due to the damage scaling of the zombies and their weird hit mechanics. Another reason which leads to the difficulty is the lack of augments, as all the perks are base perks only, and this game is really meant to be played with augments. But with the way the game is currently, it wasn't that hard, with only a bit of practice to get it done. So if you've enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and of course, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!